remember them is to keep hearing them again and again. If you keep hearing again and again, then you'll go into your memories. And most of these verses are all repeated by Prabhupada. And actually the best way to remember them is to know how to apply them. If you learn the application, then it's easy to remember them. You start with simple slokas, and then gradually you build up your memory. Thus it is by practice, constant hearing. Just like in school, the children are taught to repeat some rhymes. They keep repeating and then they learn the whole thing, by memory. So the same way, if you can repeat, then gradually it will go into your memory. So there's a question. It is repeatedly said that the true and pure Vaishnava is the one who is happy in seeing other people happy and is sad to see person's sadness or grief. How and why to become even show happiness in other person's bhautik, khushi or progress, when we know and understand from scriptures that this is all fragile and superficial. So how to do this and why to do this? When we know the material success, fame or bliss our loved ones or friends are cherishing is all fake and temporary, I am unhappy to do so. Rather, I feel pity for them, not happy. Bliss enlighten me. So, Vaishnava, its mood or tendency is that he is very happy to see everybody blissful. And it is not that they're blissful by seeing them materially contented. A person is happy to see others are blissfully serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that is real happiness. Temporary happiness is sense gratification. That has a beginning and an end. That's why the wise people, they don't take part in that, See? So when we speak about happiness, it says here in the Bhagavad Gita, so in this verse here you see, such a liberated person is not attracted to material sense pleasure, but is always in trance enjoying the pleasure within. In this way, the self-realized person enjoys unlimited happiness when he concentrates on the Supreme. So this is the process. An intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery, which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such a pleasure have a beginning and an end, so the wise man does not delight in them. So that's why he becomes unhappy to see them, because he knows even though they are trying to enjoy, but in the end it will all be frustration. Even
Yes,
Prahlad also
Prabhu.
said, Prahlad Maharaj also said, the moment you start chasing for happiness, then distress is following already,
Prabhu, but my concern is maximum people around me are non-devotees today, and I'm just practicing. I've just begun, but I'm unable to become happy for their material achievements, material fame, material success, because I can see this is all temporary from the eyes of scripture. I can see it's all temporary and fragile. So I'm not able to be happy for them. And then they feel, oh, Vinay is not happy. Like he is like upset, like he's jealous. or he's envy about our success. It's not like that, but I'm not happy because of this. I don't know how to deal with this
No,
situation. It's become
because you
I have become recently enlightened, I know, but still I feel bad or sad.
7742, bro.
you can read this.
Yes, Prabhu. O my Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, original spiritual master of the entire world, what is the difficulty for you who manage the affairs of the universe in delivering the fallen souls engaged in your devotional service? You are the friend of all suffering humanity, and for great personalities, it is necessary to show mercy to the foolish. Therefore, I think that you will show your causeless mercy to persons like us who engage in your service.
So that's the idea, we need the blessings of the Lord. Of course, in your position, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can speak for myself. I'm not a liberated soul. So naturally, we see others trying to enjoy. The tendency is to become envious. But if you are spiritually enlightened, then you know this is all waste of time. But you cannot think like that until and unless you have captured the Lord in your heart. See, there's a saying in the Bhagavad Gita, unless you have a higher taste, you cannot give up lower taste. And you cannot do this artificially. It has to come
True.
naturally. You
Correct.
understand? So if you
Yes.
got Krishna in your heart, then you can understand all this, like Prahlad is saying, please show us mercy, because only you can show mercy. So real
Should we?
happiness is to be happy with the Lord, not to be happy in sense gratification. All sense gratification leads to a miserable end. You understand this? Hmm?
Am I doing something wrong by feeling sad about them? Because I'm not seeing the spiritual, there's no spiritual advancement. It's all material. What they are becoming happy is for all material things, material achievements, material gains. So I'm not becoming happy with them. Is it
No,
wrong on my
because
part? Not.
because no, because you have got some knowledge, no?
Yes, yes. After that, only these changes come. Earlier, I was not like this. Earlier, I used to become happy, party with them, enjoy with them for their material success. But now I'm unable to.
Yeah, that's the problem because you have got higher knowledge. You are trying to chant. Are you chanting?
Yes, probably little bit.
Ah,
But am I doing something
so
wrong on this way by behaving like acting this way? Because this is natural.
it is natural because now you are trying to be in the mood of goodness. Yes.
Correct. Yes,
So when
I'm
you are in
trying.
the mood of goodness, you will reject the mode of passion and ignorance.
Correct.
See here, the moods are always competing, you see. Sometimes the mood of goodness become prominent, defeating the mood of passion and ignorance, O son of Bharata. Sometimes the mood of passion defeats goodness and ignorance. Other time ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there's always competition for supremacy. So in other words, when you are in the mode of goodness, you reject the mode of passion and ignorance. You don't
Correct.
want to go, just like the swan will not go to the crow side, right?
True.
And the
Yes.
crows will not join the swans. They will not, because they're
Yes.
different. So similarly, because you are getting some higher realization, so you don't want to behave like them. You
But they are
follow?
not able to connect to this because they think I'm not celebrating means
Of
I have some problem.
course, of course, they cannot connect because they don't understand and they cannot see your position. You follow?
Yes. What am
Like
I
just
supposed to do? Yeah.
no, you just have to become what we say indifferent. You carry
Okay.
on your service to the Lord and carry on your work. If they
Okay.
accept, accept. If they don't, then what to do? But if they come to you, then you teach them. Hmm?
I get it,
You
Prabhu. I will
understand?
introduce them to you only, but not me. But yes, if they come sometime
So
to
when
bhakti, I will
they
definitely. Yeah.
So when they learn how to become a devotee, then they also will change their lives.
True. Perfect.
Correct?
Yes,
Hmm.
Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
So they always come, oh, I see you very happy. I want to be happy like you. Then, oh, you say you chant, then you become happy. Oh, really? Is that the secret? Ah, yes. So in this way, he learned something, is it not?
Yes, but I was
Hmm?
feeling very guilty, like I'm not able to celebrate with them. So I thought I'll check with you what is my duty to do in this situation as per scriptures.
Naturally, it is explained in the Bhagavad Gita what is day for them is night for us, and what is night for us is day for
Yes,
them.
yes.
Huh?
I remember. Yes, I heard. I remember hearing this.
You know this
Reading
verse? Who knows this verse? Hmm?
this.
What is day for them is night for us.
Krishna says, yes, Arjuna's.
Huh?
Yes. Maybe in the night.
269.
Hmm?
269.
Okay.
So 269, you see here.
Okay.
Ya nisa sarva bhutanam tasyaham jagrati samyami yashaham jagrati bhutani sa nisa pasyato munihi. Hmm?
Mhm.
What is the night for all beings? The time of awakening for the self-control. And the time of awakening for all beings is night for the introspective stage. So, you want to read the purport?
Yes, Prabhu. There are two classes of intelligent men. One is intelligent in material activities for sense gratification, and the other is introspective and awake to the cultivation of self realization. Activities of the introspective sage or thoughtful man are night for persons materially absorbed. Materialistic persons remain asleep in such a night due to their ignorance of self realization. The introspective sage remains alert in the night of the materialistic man. The sage feels transcendental pleasure in the gradual advancement of spiritual culture, whereas the man in materialistic activities, being asleep to self realization, dreams of varieties of sense pleasure, feeling sometimes happy and sometimes distressed in his sleeping condition. The introspective man is always indifferent to materialistic happiness and distress. He goes on with his self realization activities undisturbed by material reactions. Perfect. I got this,
See
Prabhu.
that?
Thank you so much.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's completely enlightening. Yes.
So, but the pure devotee, he's always trying to help them. This is how Prahlad Maharaj is thinking. You see,
Mm-hmm.
she is praying like this. This is a pure devotee. Hmm? You want to read this?
Yes. My dear Lord Nrsimhadev, I see that there are many saintly persons indeed, but they are interested only in their own deliverance, not caring for the big cities and towns. They go to the Himalayas or the forest to meditate with vows of silence, Maunavrata. They are not interested in delivering others. As for me, however, I do not wish to be liberated alone, leaving aside all these poor fools and rascals. I know that without Krishna consciousness, without taking shelter of your lotus feet, one cannot be happy. Therefore, I wish to bring them back to shelter at your lotus feet. Yes, Prabhu. Little bit I also feel at times. Not like Prahlad Maharaj, but little bit at times.
So this is the tendency, to show mercy. You follow?
Correct, correct, correct.
Hmm?
Yes,
Hmm.
Prabhu. Perfect. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for this enlightening answer and response. Hare Krishna.
Hmm. So we should try to encourage everybody to chant. That's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's order to
Yes,
preach Krishna consciousness. So if you don't
correct.
show mercy to others, it's very difficult to make advancement.
True.
See? Hmm?
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Yes. Hare Krishna.
It's how a devotee should act.
One who
You want to
desires one who desires his ultimate self-interest should cultivate friendship with those persons who have accepted Krishna as the Lord of their life. one should further develop an attitude of service toward all living beings. One should specially try to help those in the human form of life, and among them, especially those who accept the principles of religious behavior. Among religious persons, one should specially render service to the pure devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yes, Prabhu.
So see, so if someone doesn't do this welfare work for others, then he cannot even go back to God.
Correct, correct.
Understand? So you must learn how to show compassion. They know they are suffering. You know the secret. So why not help others? Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hmm?
First, I must myself practice and then others I can preach.
That's why we should associate with devotees.
Yes, Prabhu.
That's why
Perfect.
Prabhupada ordered us, all of us, to go and do some book distribution, do some preaching. The whole
Yes,
idea
yes,
is to show compassion. You know, if you
yes,
don't show compassion, then it's difficult to go to the spiritual world.
right.
Hmm?
Yes, Prabhu. First, I need to practice myself, and then again, only after that I can.
Hmm.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hmm. So this Durva Maharaj, he was going back to Godhead. So they were saying, come to the spiritual world. It is those who have not done any preaching work, they can't go in. Hmm?
Hmm. Right.
So look, I'm trying to get that verse out. Yeah, it's here. Unless one has done a lot of pious activity, it's difficult to board up this plane.
Yes. I'm not starting any preaching work because first I need to practice myself, Prabhu. Without practicing, if I preach, it won't be effective. That is what I personally
And
internally
definitely,
feel.
that's why you
Yes,
must associate with devotees.
yes, yes, yes.
Understand? If you don't associate with devotees, how are you going to do this? It's not practical and possible. Correct?
Correct, 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 Prabhu.
Ah,
It has to be done in association of pure devotees.
understand? So this planet, only persons who are engaged in welfare activities of everybody. So yeah, this story A436.
I'm just feeling that you're
Yeah,
not keeping well today. Your health is down or something.
no, I'm okay. You can read this.
Yes. The self-effulgent Vaikuntha planets, by those by whose illumination alone all the illuminating planets within this material world give of reflected light, cannot be reached by those who are not merciful to other living entities. Only persons who constantly engage in welfare activities for other living entities can reach the Vaikuntha planets.
So you see,
Yes,
that means we have to learn how to help others.
right.
If you want to be selfish, then it's difficult for us to get the favor of the Lord.
I
Hmm?
can relate. Yes, if Prabhupada had thought only about himself, then we would not have got this process today, because he thought of all of us, like at least for so fallen soul like me.
Hmm.
That's why we are getting this knowledge and awareness today. Otherwise,
You
we had
want to
no
read this also?
persons who are peaceful, equipoised, cleansed, and purified, and who know the art of pleasing all other living entities, keep friendship only with the devotees of the Lord. They alone can very easily achieve the perfection of going back home, back to Godhead. Right, Prabhu.
Hmm.
So yes,
So that means devotee association is very important. Yes.
correct. Yes, Prabhu. Correct. Thank you, Prabhu.
Otherwise, how to go? We cannot become neophyte thinking that I will go back and everyone should go to hell. If anyone thinks like that,
That is not, that never came to my mind, but yes,
that
I was feeling guilty about not celebrating with their material success. Only that was the concern. And I was
so therefore
bewildered.
we should be compassionate, trying to help everybody. In fact, there's a great devotee. He says to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, "You
Hmm.
please take everybody back." And you
Okay.
think they cannot go back because of their sinful activities. You transfer all
Hmm.
their sins to me and you please take them back. See how he's
Correct.
praying. Because we
Yes.
cannot be like him to be imitating.
Yes.
But you see the kind of compassion the devotee has in his heart. Mm.
Highly elevated, Prabhu. Highly elevated.
Mm. And you can see great personalities, Haridas Thakur, and
Yes.
also Prabhupada commented about Jesus Christ also. They sacrifice for the people, for the devotees.
Sins of other people.
Mm.
Right now,
So
I will
this
not
is
get
the
back to
mood.
handle my. Yeah. Yes, Prabhu.
This is the mood of the devotee, to feel. In fact, the people even in people in the Brahmaloka,
Mm-hmm.
Satyaloka, they also feel, very much disturbed by hearing the miseries of the people.
Okay.
Otherwise, they have no problem in their place. In the Brahman Loka, there's nothing there, no disturbance. But because they
Correct.
think of the suffering of the people, then they become very much disturbed also. Hmm?
True. Yes.
Understand?
Yes.
Oh, so you see
I'm getting
how
clarity, Prabhu. Yes.
how they are kind of feeling. So this is how once a person, becomes spiritually advanced, then this compassionate mood must come in the heart. Hmm?
Correct, Prabhu.
Um,
I think I got more than what I was looking for in the answer and solution. Yeah. Thank you so much for your divine association and uh, s- sharing of the knowledge, Prabhu.
so in the Brahmaloka, let me take out this verse. So you can see here in this verse.
Yes, Prabhu.
So here in this verse, you want to read that?
Yes, Prabhu. In that planet of Satyaloka, there is neither bereavement nor old age
Beref,
nor
berefment.
bereavement. Bereavement. There is no pain of any kind, and therefore there are no anxieties, save that sometimes, due to consciousness, there is a feeling of compassion for those unaware of the process of devotional service who are subjected to unsurpassable miseries in the material world. Perfect. This
See,
is true.
because of thinking of this people who are suffering, there's a
Correct.
feeling of compassion. Otherwise, they are very happy. There's no problem.
True.
Understand?
Yes.
Hmm?
Yes, Prabhu. Lot of work needs to be done. Yes.
So the more and more that's why you can see like Prabhupada, there was no need for him to travel all the way to America. Why he did
Correct.
that?
Absolutely.
Because he was
For
compassionate. Hmm.
mm,
Correct?
people like me. Yes, Prabhu. For people like me.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Hmm. So try. try to first become a devotee and then help others. Hmm?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much for your
Hmm.
association and blessings both.
Any other questions?
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Can you
Yes,
please open the verse Bhagavad Gita 9:3?
9:3. Yeah.
Yes.
What is your question?
Then Prabhupada has mentioned that there are no institutions where knowledge of soul is being given. Um,
Hmm?
Sorry, 9:2 is 9:2, Prabhu, or 9:2. Sorry, Rajvidya Rajguyam. That verse.
So, what is the question on that verse?
Prabhu, I feel that there are so many institutions now where theology is being taught. Even in Singapore, I just searched online, there are so many colleges, some for Islam, some for Buddhism. So, in the purport, I think during Prabhupada time, there were not many institutions giving education on spiritual. So I feel like it's a very good idea for preaching. Yeah, there generally people are not educated in this confidential knowledge. Um as far as ordinary education is concerned, people are involved with so many departments: politics, sociology, physics, chemistry, maths, astronomy, engineering, etc. There are so many departments of knowledge all over the world and many huge universities, but there is unfortunately no university or education institution where the science of the spirit soul is instructed. So yeah, that is my question. I mean, there are so many unlimited universities now on theology, be it Europe, US. It's primarily Christian, Islam, some Buddhist, and there is also a field of like spiritual leadership. So I spoke to one university today if they will be willing to offer some courses. In India also there for MBA leaders, like they are the considered like the Rajas. They have to rule, leader, manage. Politicians are also there. So I feel that Prabhupada wanted aim for the rhinos. So if the leaders in the society get that education, they can make some Krishna conscious decisions. They are not so greedy. They are ethical. Um, Not trying to exploit too much. So that will lead to a much harmonious society. And once the leaders are Krishna conscious, the masses will naturally follow. Because if I scroll on internet, people are reading quotes by Elon Musk, Nvidia CEO, this CEO, that CEO. So leaders are still being very much respected, even if they are not Krishna conscious. So that's what I don't know if ISKM can have some courses or I know ISKCON sannyasis and all they go to universities for one day, give a talk, but it just washes off from their head. It needs to be repeated systematically, structured way if there are courses in Krishna consciousness. I had one in Bhagavad Gita when I was studying in India, Rajasthan, IT. So it helped me, but it wasn't the best. They were ISKCON devotees and they had some misconceptions also, but still something was there. So I wish good for others in that sense, and just wanted to share this idea with you. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
You see, unless a person has some piety, it's difficult for them to get this knowledge. You understand? He says here in this verse on the Bhagavad Gita, Yesham pa antagata papam jananam punya karmanam tedvanda moha nirmukta bhajante mam dardavataha. So persons who have acted piously in previous life and in this life and whose sinful actions are completely eradicated are free from the dualities of delusion and they engage themselves in my service with determination. So yes, your intentions are very nice that they should be exposed. We should give this knowledge. Uh, By getting this knowledge, their life will be successful. That's a fact. We're not saying no. But although this knowledge is available, but hardly anyone comes to take it. Why? Because the education system is very atheistic. Education system is based on atheism, secular. The whole idea is to do away with God, you know. So when education system is based on a godless kind of a context, and not only that, in many places they don't allow people to go and teach about God. They don't allow it. Many universities, no, they don't want to. We are secular. If you speak about God, then what about the others? They also want to speak. Everybody want to speak. So it becomes a problem. They say like that. So we have, I personally have witnessed when I was trying to go into some universities, and they told me like that. So what to do? You understand? So because Kali Yuga, this is the whole idea. The whole thing is to stop worshipping God. You understand? These two things are very much curtailed. Brahminical culture and protection of the cows. So when these two things are what we say, uh, not been worshipped, then e-religion will grow. And people are very much in the mode of passion. So when they are in the mode of passion, then what happens? Hmm? This is what happens, when people are very much misdirected. Hmm? You want to read this?
When
Well,
consciousness is fixed on the material body, home, and other similar objects of sense gratification, one spends one's life chasing after material objects with the help of the senses. Consciousness, thus powerfully affected by the mode of the passion, becomes dedicated to impermanent things, and in this way, irreligion, ignorance, attachment, and wretchedness arise.
hmm. And
Yes.
that is what the whole education system is based on, is it not?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hmm?
There are some exceptions I was referring to, like School of Theology, some Buddhist,
Yes,
Islam. These are
yes.
there, but
Uh,
not people are interested. Yeah.
no, Kali Yuga people are very much in the mode of passion.
Yes, Prabhu.
So one who is in the mode of passion, then all these things happens. You understand?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yes, Prabhuji, I
So
agree with you. I read
when
that this is not going to lead you any job. Don't do study theology. Even if it is there, they feel it's not that valuable to earn a living. Yeah.
when one's peaceful consciousness is strengthened by the mode of goodness, is fixed on the Supreme Personality Godhead, one achieves religiosity, knowledge, detachment, and opulence. So unless they come to God consciousness, it's very difficult for them, you know, to progress. So, but in from childhood they have been taught there's no God, everything is science, everything is nature. For 8 hours a day, from the age of what, 5, 6, all the way you until you are what, 16, 17, you have been brainwashed to think there's no God. And they give a lot of importance to science. So what will happen to the mind of a innocent person? Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
So that is the whole problem. The whole problem is that this material education is godless education. So the product, the children also become atheistic. Hmm? So unless by good fortune, I don't say it's impossible, unless If there's some good fortune, they meet the devotees and they take the book and they read. Of course, their whole life will change. That is also there. So that's why our book distribution, Prabhupada books, has to be reached out, they have to be distributed. And if somebody like yourself, you come because you read the book, your whole life changed. Is it not?
Yes, Prabhuji.
The same way, everybody's life changed by coming in contact with the pure devotee. So that possibility is there. Even though a person is so fallen, but if he can come in contact and take advantage, then his whole life will change. You understand?
Yes, Prabhu. Brahman Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Jeev, Guru Krishna Prasad Prabhu.
Yeah, correct. Go by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, one get the seed of devotional service. And if we water seed by regularly chanting, the life become perfect. Correct?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so
That's
much.
right. Yes. So we should all try to help others. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, whoever you meet, yare deka, tare kaha, Krishna Upadesh. Whoever you meet, you speak about Krishna. Hmm? Yes.
Yes,
By hearing about Krishna, then all this so-called atheism will never work. Do you understand? All this atheistic nonsense will disappear. Hmm?
yes, Prabhu. Prabhu, I read one research, the origin of modern day research in Europe. They felt that the Christian books were not perfect. Before, the religion was very strong in European countries, but they tried to find out some mistakes, and then they said, oh, this is not perfect. We will have our own research, and we will believe seeing is believing. And their research is also not perfect, but they gave up religion and they became atheists in Europe.
Naturally, because they don't have a proper guidance. Yeah, can you read this verse?
Just as the atheist cannot remain in the presence of the personality of Godhead, so also the invulnerable sins of a man are immediately vanquished in your presence, O saint, O great mystic.
So you see how that's why nothing godless can exist in the presence of the Lord. Krishna is like the sun, and all these things are like darkness. The moment Krishna's sun comes, then there's no more question of darkness. You understand?
Yes,
So there's hope. The hope is that we have got these books of Prabhupada. You understand?
yes,
If a person touches it or even reads one line, his whole life will change. Hmm?
yes,
You understand?
yeah.
Hmm? So that's why we have to some or other preach Krishna consciousness. Even a little endeavor will save one from the greatest danger. Correct?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so
Hmm.
much.
So I know you are interested in going to places and all. I also say I would like to. Who will not want to go into any place and speak about Krishna? Everyone would like to do that. But the opportunities have been, what we say, hampered, blocked, because of a lot of atheists. So atheists don't like to hear about God. Hmm? Because demons, they always like to give obstacles to anyone who is God conscious. That is their nature. Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Mm.
These people like Sadhguru and all, they are gaining so much popularity and they have nothing much substantial to offer. So they're just being cheated. People are not getting the original things. Yeah.
If you speak nonsense, then yeah, you will be given the royal road, no? Correct? You can juggle some words, then they will think that you are a big scholar. Correct? Yes or
Yeah.
not?
Yes,
Huh?
Prabhu. Yeah.
That's a symptom of the age. Sir? When someone speaks nonsense, they think he is a great Pandit. Yeah?
Mm.
Hello?
Yes,
Says,
Prabhu. Yeah.
mm,
They don't quote Shastras at all, and people are just believing them for. I really find it very much amusing. They are concocting some things, and people are, yes, yes, yes. And if we present Shastra, then people are saying, whoa, no. Mm.
it's a fact. That's a symptom of the age. Says in the Kali Yuga, one who can juggle the words, he will be regarded as a expert man. Hmm? So you can see here in this verse. So in this verse, hmm? So that can you read?
Yes, Prabhu. Um, and a sacred place will be taken to consist of no more than a reservoir of water located at a distance, and beauty will be thought to depend on one's hairstyle. Filling the belly
Oh,
will.
so this verse. So
Sure.
to this verse. Okay. Can you read this?
Sure, Prabhu. A person's spiritual order will be ascertained merely according to external symbols, and on that same basis, people will change from one spiritual order to the next. One who has no money will be unable to get justice, and who is very clever at juggling words will be considered a learned scholar.
So then, hmm?
Yes.
So anyone who is very expert in juggling words, you will be considered a learned scholar. Hmm? Not someone who is speaking Shastra. Kali Yuga. This is the problem. Yes, correct.
Prabhu, I thought even I can do something like relate to modern parlance concepts. Like if you study, you will get a placement. You will be upgraded to a better planet. You will have the love with the best supreme lover. So with these kind of concepts, I have thought that people can relate to such things, but I'm not sure what will be Krishna's plan. I think I can do something of like this words. Yeah.
The best thing to do is to read Prabhupada books and then try to reach out to people with this knowledge.
Yeah.
So if you can distribute the books, that's the best because if they read Prabhupada books, their life will change. Of course, we never say you cannot read and preach, but if you can read and preach, that also will be very good. Hmm? Nobody say no. So best thing is first to read and then distribute also Prabhupada books simultaneously. Hmm?
Yes.
Yes,
Sure. Thank
try to do that. Always keep some books with you, and whoever comes, you can always talk to him about it.
Prabhu, the books are now digital format. They are available, and people are very skeptical if somebody asks for money. So I always refrain from giving any book. Well, I'm happy to share the links, online links, Veda base, because for myself, I feel, Prabhu, I don't need any money from the book. I think it can be done in a very pure manner, but somehow I have not been very much fan of giving a book to anybody. I like to hear
No, but
lectures.
yeah, but that's your feeling. But if you can give a book out, someone will always have a book in their hand, and you will prompt him to read. No, of course, yeah, online is a fact. I don't say no. So, but most people relate to books. When they get a book and it's like a gift, and if it's little bit maybe if he's attentive a bit, he will touch it and read. Or he may give to someone. So in this way, it always will reach out because the message is like, as Prabhupada say, a ticking time bomb. You
Yeah.
follow?
Yes, Prabhu.
So why not invest in this? You buy some books since you don't want, then you give free. Nobody say no. But of course, Prabhupada is against that, giving free books, because then they will throw it away. So if you ask some little money for the cost of the book, that will at least prompt them to give something for Krishna, and you can use that to buy some more books and give out some more. Correct?
Yes, Prabhu. That's right.
Or if you get the money, you can donate it to the temple, whatever. So in this way, you also can help. You see, you have to learn how to follow the order of the spiritual master rather than your own mind's feeling and thinking. That is not correct, because the mind will always give you all kind of crazy ideas. You understand?
Yes.
So that's why when we want to be a disciple, our first duty is to follow the order of the guru. That's a
Mm.
disciple. That's why
Yeah.
Krishna, when Arjuna surrendered to his guru, Krishna, in the Bhagavad Gita, he used this word. Hmm?
Shishyasteham.
He said this verse, you see here in this verse, he says here, Shishyastaham, I am now your disciple. This word, Sadimam, Tvam Prapanam. So in this word, Sadimam is translated as just instruct, but it actually means that you order me now. What shall I do? I've surrendered to you, you order me. Tell me what is the best for me. So that is the meaning of disciple. Disciple means he must be ordered by his guru. He cannot question that order. Just like now what the Prabhupada has asked everyone to become, a Ritvik disciple of Prabhupada, but they are changing it, they are questioning it, they are debating on it. This is not correct. Because it's an order of the spiritual master. You cannot disobey that order at any cost. You follow this point. So now
Yes.
you have to learn how to be taking the order of Prabhupada. And his order is to distribute books. So I have to do. Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
Correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
I like it, I don't like it, or whatever, that is another thing. But I've been ordered. So I have to follow that. So disciple means discipline. Correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
Uh, so this is how we can strengthen our faith. So when we start going out and distributing books, then we will see the result. Someone took the book and he comes and he thank you. Oh, Prabhu, thank you so much. My life has changed. Huh? You
Yeah.
hear so many remarks from people. Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
So
Prabhu.
this is because Prabhupada knows why he came down and he wrote all the books. His most biggest contribution is writing books. Is it not?
Yes,
Hmm?
Prabhu.
Correct. So 50 years down the line, how you are becoming benefiting, so many others are benefiting. Why? Because Prabhupada knows that these books will help so many souls. Yes.
Yes.
And not only this, you and me, it's going to be out for the next 10,000 years. And isn't that a supreme compassion? Hello.
Yes, Prabhu. Sure.
Ah, so we do what we've been ordered to do. Then our life will become successful. One's life becomes successful when he follows the order of the spiritual master. But when what do you call that? He doesn't follow the order of the spiritual master, his life becomes useless. Correct? Hmm?
Yeah.
Yes. Hmm?
Yes, Prabhu.
You understand?
Yeah.
So we have to learn how to do that. This is very important. Cannot try to speculate. I like, I don't like. This is all mental. The order of the spiritual master is the active principle in spiritual life. Anyone who disobeys the order of the spiritual master immediately becomes useless. So why don't you become useful? Why you want to become useless?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Hmm. So you are going out, you're meeting people. Obviously, someone will ask you some things, and you can explain about Krishna as much as you can. Otherwise, you can just give him a book to read, and he says it's the best thing you can. And then, if you want more questions, then you can always call me. Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
You try. You try to keep some books in your bag and no gloss. Correct? Hmm?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you.
You try. You try. Thank you so much.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much, Prabhu. Okay, thank you so much, Prabhu, for your time.
Mm-hmm. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam. All goes to Prabhupada. Prabhu, may I
Yes.
ask a question, Prabhu?
Yes.
Is my voice audible, Prabhu? I'm using earphones.
Yeah. Yeah. Very audible.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. So,
Mm.
Prabhu, I just have two questions actually. My
Mm.
first question is that, Prabhu, so in Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5.2, it is very
Mm.
clearly stated that the basic principle of, by serving the Vaishnava, no, sorry, not that verse, in Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5 something, it is stated that the basic principle of material life is actually union with man and woman. So actually, Prabhu, how to give up this desire for sex life, not for the sake of just giving it up, but for the sake of being able to do more service to the Lord and to Srila Prabhupada, and how to actually develop the strength to tolerate this urge and actually channel it into something spiritual, like serving Srila Prabhupada, more better way.
Mm. So it's explained that this lust, kama, krodha, lobha, matsarya, moha, and mada, these are all the six bad qualities. So it begins with lust. So how to
Yes,
give up
Prabhu.
lust? The only way is to become Krishna conscious. If you become Krishna conscious, then you can get free from this lusty entanglement. Otherwise, it is not possible. Okay? Understand?
Yes,
So,
Prabhu.
explain here that when the senses act with the sense object and attraction will develop, in the Bhagavad Gita. Correct? And
Yes,
so
Prabhu.
the
Yeah.
attraction then will lead to lust.
262.
Yes,
262.
correct, I know. So when that same senses uh, act in a different way, you see, like here.
Yeah.
So when the senses act with the sense object, you see, the mind of one meditating on the objects of sense gratification is certainly entangled in sense objects. But if one constantly remembers me, then the mind is absorbed in me. Huh? You understand?
Yes, Prabhu.
Understand this? So what
Yes,
happens
Prabhu.
if
Yeah.
you do that? If you do that, what happens, you see? And therefore, one should reject all material process of elevation, huh? Which are like the mental creation of a dream. One should completely absorb one's mind in me. By constantly thinking of me, one becomes purified. You understand?
Yes, Prabhu.
Huh? You follow?
Yes,
So
Prabhu.
because if you are absorbed in the mind thinking of the sense object, then naturally they'll develop some attraction. So to counter that, one should learn how to detach the mind from the sense object and try to engage the mind in hearing, chanting about Krishna. And that we have given that medicine, correct? Yes?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Mm. So the moment you start thinking of Krishna, then yes, then Maya will go away. Hmm? You understand?
Yes, Prabhu.
That's why it's explained here in this verse. In this verse, you see the mind. You want to read this?
Yes, Prabhu, sure. Translation: At the time of death, according to the thinking, feeling, and willing of the mind, which is involved in fruitive activities, one receives a particular body. In other words, the body develops according to the activities of the mind. Changes of body are due to the flickering of the mind, for otherwise the soul could remain in its original spiritual body.
So, because we're associating with this mind, then we are developing all these problems, no? Correct?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Mm. So, if the same mind which is giving trouble, if it is engaged in the service of the Lord, then you see what happens here. Can you read this?
Yes, Prabhu, sure. Translation: As iron has the power to burn when made red hot in the association of fire, so the body, senses, living force, mind, and intelligence, although merely lumps of matter, can function in their activities when infused with a particle of consciousness by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As iron cannot burn unless heated by fire, the bodily senses cannot act unless favored by the Supreme Brahman.
You understand?
Yes, Prabhu.
The mind is a troublemaker. But the same mind, when you engage in Krishna's service, it gives you the biggest benefit. You follow? That's why Krishna said the mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy. Huh?
Yes, Prabhu.
So the mind, if you engage the mind in material activities, then you are asking for trouble.
Yes, Prabhu. Right.
Correct?
Yeah. Yes, Prabhu.
But if you take the same mind and engage in Krishna's service, then you are going to be your best friend.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
So therefore we should be intelligent. That's why we have to become very Krishna conscious. We have to learn how to see everything as part and parcel of Krishna. Of course, it's not so easy. Initially, it's very difficult. But by and by practicing Krishna consciousness, eventually the mind can be controlled. It is not that it's impossible. The mind is in the mode of goodness actually, and it's easy to bring the mind to the goodness platform. You follow? And that's
Yes, Prabhu.
by hearing and chanting Krishna's name. It is so powerful. No Maya can stand in front of Krishna. Correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. So you try. Every time you get into this, you try to think of Krishna. Then immediately this consciousness will get purified. Correct?
Yes, Prabhu. I'll try, Prabhu. I'll try my best.
Mm.
Sometimes it's because of the impressions of the mind, sometimes becomes a little
Yeah.
difficult, but this is the only process. There's no other way. So you have to just
No, if you are
tolerate.
in an environment, if you are in an environment whereby you are constantly interacting with all the sense objects, then naturally the mind will be agitated.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah. Actually, I noticed is
Then,
like I try to go to the temple weekly, and whenever I come back, I just try to observe like what is the difference. I, I feel the difference between, of course, I'm not so advanced as to say that I feel the difference between Yoga Maya and Mahamaya, but I can observe, how uh, the principle of functioning is very different, and that is actually making me more detached and
yeah.
actually thinking. I'm contemplating now what I'm doing in my life
So
when I
because if
see
you
this.
associate with the mode of passion, then the main thing, the first thing that mode of passion brings about is an attraction for the woman's body.
Yes, Prabhu.
You understand? That's why
Yes, Prabhu.
Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, this is your enemy. The mode of passion and ignorance is your enemy. Is it not?
Yes, Prabhu.
So if you are going to a passionate atmosphere, then how your mind will focus? Correct?
Yes, Prabhu. It's impossible actually.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's not that impossible. You have to have very strong sadhana. So if your sadhana is very strong and you are chanting properly and hearing, then that will give you some strength, But of
Yes,
course,
Prabhu.
the best way is to associate with devotees. But if you are all alone, then what to do? Huh? Huh?
Yes, Prabhu.
Correct.
Yes, Prabhu.
So anyway, you try. What else to do? You become some or other. You wake up in the morning, chant your rounds. That will give you added boost.
Yes, Prabhu. I will do that, Prabhu.
Oh,
Yes, Prabhu.
any other questions?
Prabhu, just one more question, Prabhu, if you don't mind me asking
Hmm.
now. So, Prabhu,
Hmm.
I have a question on. So, Prabhu, I'm actually cooking here. I mean, actually, I have a hostel room, so I'm cooking here. But actually,
Hmm.
Prabhu, in the hostel, everything is like suchi muchi mix happens a lot. So it's very difficult to, like, for example, if I'm clean and I don't know, some other people are unclean and somehow or other they touch me. Or for example, I'm like I clean the room regularly, but still there are always some dust and this and that. And sometimes I just feel very like, why, feel like disturbed. Even though I'm cooking for the Lord, I'm trying my best to do it in that consciousness. There are so many impediments due to the environment, which many of them are not under my control exactly. So, how do I pray to the Lord to accept my offering, even though it's not very much? I'm trying, but it's not.
It doesn't matter for now because you are in a difficult situation. So you do what you can best. You understand?
Yes,
So
Prabhu.
the Lord is more concerned about your devotion rather than the offering. He may offer very openly, but if there's no devotion, then he's not interested. You
Yes,
follow?
Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
So of course you never know. I mean, usually a devotee is always saying that I've got no devotion, I've got no nothing. Please, my dear Lord, you accept my offering. Mantrahinam kriyahinam bhaktihinam janardana. There's a mantra like that. So that's how we chant and we offer also. We think like that. I have got no devotion, I have no bhakti, no nothing. By dear, my dear Lord, you some or other, please accept my humble offering. So in that humility we pray, then Krishna will understand. Correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
Mm. So Krishna is the meek and humble can inherit the kingdom of God. You follow? Hmm?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
So with all humility we try. I mean, who is going to say that he is the best devotee? Who can say that his offering Krishna will take who? Unless you are Srimati Radharani or something. Huh? Hello?
Yes, Prabhu.
Huh? So we simply humbly pray, my dear Lord, you please, accept this humble offering. I have no devotion, I have no nothing, but I simply have some desire to serve you. That's humble prayer, correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hmm. So what to do? You are in a difficult situation, which really in some months' time, it all will change, correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
So tolerate,
Yes,
just
Prabhu. In a
tolerate.
way, it's good also, Prabhu. Like, I feel like sometimes, I mean, at least when there's some more difficulties, then I'm naturally like more inclined to do some service.
Hmm.
And so, in a way, it's good. I'm getting more detached from this environment. So, that is good.
Yes.
But I just hope
So
that my
when
devotion doesn't get disturbed. That's the only prayer I.
yes, so when you get that association with devotees, then you will treasure it more than anything else. You will know if
Yes,
I
yes,
lose
Prabhu.
it, what will happen to me? Correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
So this is all purification. You're also learning. Yes. Hmm?
Yes, Prabhu. Please keep me in your
Hmm.
prayers and give me your blessings, Prabhu, so that I may
I
make some advancement in Krishna consciousness. I request you for this.
I was thinking the other way. You keep me in your prayers. At least
No,
I
no,
may have a
Prabhu.
chance.
No, Prabhu.
I will have some chance. Yes, by thinking of a devotee, by remembering them, all you get a lot of good, what do we say, purification, correct?
Yes,
Hmm?
Prabhu.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
You want to read that?
Yes, Prabhu, sure. Translation. Simply by our remembering you, our houses become instantly sanctified. And what to speak of seeing you, touching you, washing your holy feet, and offering you a seat in our home?
Hmm. Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Correct. Hmm?
Yes, Prabhu.
You want to read this also?
Yes, Prabhu, sure. Translation. My dear Vaishnava, seeing a person like you is the perfection of one's eyesight. Touching your lotus feet is the perfection of the sense of touch, and glorifying your good qualities is a tongue's real activity. For in the material world, it is very difficult to find a pure devotee of the Lord.
Yes. So I'm seeing you and I'm thinking of you and I'm very
No,
fortunate.
Prabhu, no, it's the other way, Prabhu. Seeing you and taking your association and also the association of all the devotees.
Hare Krishna. Of course, Prabhupada is the best example.
Yes,
Any
Prabhu.
other questions?
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Sorry to take so much of your time. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I'm attending this for the first time. I'm new to this group,
Uh-huh.
and I recently, I had joined long back, but I was not active. After this case, Bangalore case, and everything, I came across a video where they were saying that the books are changed, Bhagavad Gita, and I'm having also the Bhagavatam. They said, but I'm having the very new sets of Bhagavatam and CC devotee had gifted me long back, but I was not
Mm.
reading. So, how what to do regarding these books, and shall I read it or shall I give it to somebody, or is there any exchange possible?
I don't see any problem in reading it because although they may say they change, but they cannot change the philosophy.
Okay, okay,
They cannot. I mean, I don't see them changing in the book and saying that Krishna is not God. They say that. Yeah.
yes, yes,
So they may change some words here and there, but I think the philosophy they cannot change. So no harm in reading.
okay. So, shall I
So
continue the entire thing?
yeah, you can carry on reading. There's no harm. Because they also accuse us that you're reading the 11th and 12th canto. I mean, that's not translated by Prabhupada. But
Yeah,
the philosophy is what to do. The translation is okay. You cannot change that, right?
right, right. Yeah,
Mhm. So one time Hansadutta went to complain that Hayagriva, his English is not good and he has changed so many things. Prabhupada said, yeah, but philosophy he did not change, no? So what's the harm? Correct?
yeah. Correct, correct.
Mm.
Thank you. And Prabhuji, I have also one more question. That
Mm.
our ISCAM has made a reply to Amog Lila Das, and a proper Shastric reply to him. But
Mm.
recently, I had also written in the group that recently the Chopati, because I know the Chopati brahmacharis and their devotees. So I was connected
Mm.
earlier. So Govind Prabhu and from Chopati and from Chaitanya Charan Prabhu from Pune, they made a very scholarly type of video, explaining the Shastras and everything. And devotees are actually getting benefits. So are we going to make a video to reply them? Because what I feel is that after Among Lila Prabhu and Ishwar Gaurang Prabhu failed horribly presenting the GBC's agenda uh, by getting the replies from Bangalore and ISKM, they brought this Chopati people, Radhanath Swami Maharaj disciples, to expertly present without making any offenses. So can we also reply them, because I'm not expert in it, and I'm sure Tattvik Prabhu and everybody are.
It's very simple, it's very simple. They can say expertly, but the main point is this: that you are chanting 16 rounds. Yes.
Yeah.
Why are you chanting 16 rounds?
Because Prabhupada said
Proper order. Yes.
order. Yeah.
But where in the Shastra it says that you must chant 16 rounds?
Yeah. Nowhere.
Nowhere. Correct. So
Yeah.
why
Correct.
you are accepting that? And now
Ah.
Prabhupada has ordered you to do Ritvik, and you are debating that. What is this? This is
Yeah.
nonsense.
Nonsense.
Correct?
Correct.
Yeah? So
Correct.
what kind of argument the Chaupati can give? This is all nonsense argument. Prabhu,
Ah. Yes.
this is an order of the Guru. You are not denying or not, you're accepting the 16 round. Then why are you rejecting the Ritvik?
Yes.
Huh? So how you can bring all Shastric reference from here? No. An order of a Guru is an order of a Guru. You cannot deny that. You understand?
True. Yes. Understand.
Huh? You cannot come
Understand.
and tell the Guru, no, this is not Shastra. But why didn't you ask him about that when he asked you to chant 16 rounds?
Yes.
Huh?
True.
You
True.
don't question that. Why? Because it's so nice, 16 rounds, easy, Huh?
Yeah.
But when he
Yeah.
asks you to do the Ritvik, because you have accepted the crazy murderer as your Guru, huh?
Yes.
So you are now trying to protect that. That's why you're coming and saying Prabhupada is wrong, Prabhupada cannot do Upper Sampradaya, no Guru, all this nonsense. Hello?
Yeah.
This is all
True.
pure nonsense. You cannot talk like that. You can only obey or disobey. If you chose to disobey, then good luck to you.
True.
You understand?
Yeah. Understand.
There's no
Totally.
require any there's no require any what big paper to go and argue with them and all. They are fools, You
Yeah.
understand?
But
Who will
Prabhu.
follow a murderer? Who will follow a murderer and think he's going to go back to Godhead? Huh?
Yeah.
Come on, tell me.
Yes. True.
Huh? You
Prabhu.
can follow a murderer and go back home, back to Godhead? Tell me, where Shastra says that? Which Shastra says that? Huh?
No. Nowhere.
Huh? Let's talk about it, Prabhu. What is Shastra? All
Yeah.
nonsense.
Yeah.
Yes?
But Prabhu,
Hmm.
do you think will there be any compromise between both these groups? I don't
Why
know.
we need to compromise? Why we need to compromise? Either they follow the order of Prabhupada or they are gone. That's it. What is there to
Yeah.
compromise? You cannot compromise with the order of the Guru. Tell me.
Yeah.
Prabhupada has ordered you to chant 16 rounds. Can you compromise with that?
No.
Then how you can compromise when he asks you to do the Ritvik system? Why you are compromising? Huh?
Yeah.
Why?
True.
Because you're following some crazy guy who is without any official order of Prabhupada has simply usurped and taken up the position. Huh? Where is the order from Prabhupada that you can become a guru? There's no such order.
No order.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
So why we should compromise with your crazy decision? Huh?
Yes.
Tell me. Tell me. He's a rascal. Hello. Understand?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. So they all
Yeah. I
are
understand.
rascals. Why
Yeah.
why we should worry about their reply or no reply? They're stupid. Huh? Tell me. Hello.
Yes. Yeah. They are just making videos maybe to save their leftover disciples or
Because
whatever.
they want to keep their stupid relationship with their so-called unauthorized guru. That's all. You understand? And they're
Oh,
trying to say this is not Shastra, this is this and that. So is 16 rounds is also not Shastra. Why are you doing that?
true.
Hmm? Why?
Yes.
Come on, all rubbish. Yes?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for amazing reply.
Hmm. No need to reply. They are rubbish. You don't have to speak to mad people. We don't
True.
waste our time talking to mad people. Understand? Huh?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes. Any other questions? What is this question here? I learned so many things, sharing them with us. The purport, as
Prabhuji,
long as the commentary on the purport of the 11-12 is a translation of the Acharya's command, then what's wrong with that? No, nothing wrong in reading that. Prabhu, what about the Goswami's book like Laghu, Bhagavatamrita, Bharat Bhagavatamrita? Oh, yeah, if you have finished reading Prabhupada books, yeah, you can always read them. Nobody's saying no. But first try to finish all of Prabhupada books, People watching these videos fail to pay attention to the point on 16th law. It needs to be repeated more often to put forgetful memory. I will do my part by mentioning in comments. Very good. Who is this iPhone? Huh? Who is this? Who is this person? iPhone? Huh? Hello? Huh?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yeah, I just need to ask one more thing.
Yes.
I used to
Yes.
send all these ISCAM videos and one of my friend in Australia, and she's in Brisbane. She has kids. And she was asking that is there any ISCAM center or civic center in Australia, Brisbane, Mumbai? How to contact and how to get the details.
ISCAM Center where? Where you say? Where you from?
Australia, Brisbane.
Oh, you're from Brisbane. I think if you go down to Sunshine Coast, we have a center there.
Which place? Prabhu?
Sunshine Coast.
Sunshine Coast. Okay.
Mm.
I'll find out.
Somebody can help him with the Australian address.
Yes. Thank you so much.
So you put your number down, they will send you the contact details.
I'm in Mumbai. One of my friend is in Australia.
So you can get the address from the devotees.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
write to them and they will tell you.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, there the address is there. Somebody has given Chaitanya Leela. There he is in Sunshine Coast actually. The address is all there. So okay, you take note, huh? So thank you very much. I hope you become very strong by supporting Prabhupada, standing firm by him and not getting swayed by all these crazy guys, who have completely disobeyed Prabhupada. Yes? And if you disobey Prabhupada, spiritually you're digging yourself a grave. Yes?
Yes. Thank you so much.
Any other questions? All right, so you have no more questions. I guess I will have to take leave from you. Very nice having your kind association. Thank you very much for joining us. Hare Krishna, all glories to Prabhupada.
Thank you, Prabhu. Vanchakalpa Tarupesha Kripa.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, bro. And
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare. Thank you.